Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Just about 12 hours after we left TD Garden, Celtics back here at Auerbach Center for their last practice in Boston before they take off for Brooklyn. Game 3 is on Saturday night, and they have a commanding 2-0 lead in the series. And this story, the biggest story among many in this series so far, is their dominance guarding Kevin Durant. 31% now in this series after a dreadful shooting night in Game 2 that surpasses 9 for 24 struggles in Game 1. They're all over him right now. This is what Kevin Durant said last night in terms of the physicality that the Celtics are throwing at him.
I mean, they playing two or three guys on me sometimes when I'm off the ball. They, mucking up actions when I run off stuff. I see Horford leaving his man to come over to hit me sometimes. They just playing two or three guys hit me wherever I go, and that's just the nature of the beast in the playoffs. And um, I feel like I got a couple good shots there in the fourth that just ain't go down. But yeah, I see a few of their guys around me every time I get the ball or when I'm setting up, and so I got to be more patient, but also play fast sometimes too, and off the ball just be able to move a little faster, screen a little harder for my guys to get free. But yeah, just watch film and get better.
So we heard today at practice from one of the main switch defenders on Durant so far in this series, Al Horford, who, if you go back and watch Game 2, routinely swiping the ball away from Durant, ends up fouling out by the end of that game, but is right up in Durant's airspace, getting to the spots on the floor Durant wants to shoot from before he wants to shoot. And obviously both Al Horford, Daniel Theis, as well as Grant Williams, big part of the scheme that the Celtics are running right now in terms of slowing Durant, guiding him in the drops so that he's in traffic around the paint area. Helps coming when he gets to the paint, but guys are able to stay in front of him and guard him. And even smaller guards like Derek White are able to be the first line of defense there, because the Celtics have defended how they wanted to in this series. The plan was to defend one-on-one, hold your ground, play the scheme that they want to, and it's worked. The second line is going to be there in terms of paint defense if necessary, but on the perimeter, both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, who scored 10 points in Game 2, they've been able to stand their ground and not have to give up doubles, because the last thing they want, and what happened in that first half of Game 2 when the Celtics went down by 17 there, is Goran Dragic going off, Bruce Brown rolling and finishing, cutting to the basket, Nick Claxton getting easy dunks inside. Those are the things that Brooklyn was able to do, along with attacking the offensive glass. It was big-time struggle in terms of all the little things. Points in the paint, fast break, offensive rebounding. Those are all areas the Celtics lost in the first half of Game 2, and you saw how big of an advantage it gave the Nets. They cleaned that all up, and they completely took Durant out of that second half. 0 for 10 shooting, 4 turnovers. ESPN noted that only DeMarcus Cousins has done that over the last 25 years in the second half. So the Celtics' historic defense on Durant, I think many have noted, we've never seen Durant look this uncomfortable out there. Al Horford's been adamant that it's a team concept that's attacking Durant right now. No individual can get credit for that. Here's what he had to say just a few minutes ago at practice.
It's a team effort. We just have to continue to stay solid as a group, and just make sure that we're challenging shots and understanding that that it takes a team effort to stop a guy like that. He's just that special of a player, and nobody can do it individually.
Grant Williams also, of course, a big discussion at practice. He didn't speak today, but his marked improvement. I obviously talked to him after Game 2 about the comparison between playing 10, 11 minutes a night and now a 30-minute guy in this series. Same matchup, but the difference, as Grant talked about last night, being he was a guy who could get picked on a year ago, and now defensively, I asked Horford, just solid. A guy who's really locked in on that end and can do a ton for them, and they ask a lot of him, as Horford told me at practice today. He was wowed by Grant's progress over the summer, right from the beginning of training camp. They said it was obvious that he put in a ton of work, and he's continued to improve as this year has gone on. And so far in this series, you're seeing him score on the fast break, areas that would just terrify you to see him be in earlier in the season, finishing off at 2 feet. These are areas Grant even talked about him struggling in just a month or two ago. And now he's able to take advantage of tough closeouts, guys guarding him differently. The progression of Grant just continues. And this, with the struggles of Daniel Tice, who had 5 fouls again last game. Some nice spot baskets rolling inside, but overall struggled to stay in the game once again. Grant, his lack of fouling, his shot making, hitting big shots to finish that first quarter after the Celtics went down 14. Watching the film last night, I thought the biggest play of the game, 32-18. Tatum gets trapped down low by Claxton and Durant, fires out to the perimeter. I believe it was Horford who made the secondary pass, forced Celtics touched it, and Grant finished the sequence in the corner. Gave Boston real life heading into the first. Nets tried to separate, going up 13-14 in that first half 2 to 3 times, but they couldn't do it as Tatum kept making plays, and Udoka never satisfied. Ime saying at practice today he thought Tatum could have had 15 assists, but he and Brown were playing in crowds early. That got better later. Tatum finished with 10, and the Celtics walked away with 2-0 series lead, handed out to Brooklyn. CLNS Media will be hitting the road as well, thanks to great sponsors like Calm, our favorite, the official meditation, sleep, and yoga app. It's all there. Bedtime stories that you can't even read off all the things that Calm can give you to lower your stress, lower your anxiety. Those are all things I deal with, many of us deal with now. It's an open thing, and luckily there's great resources like Calm to help get you through it, and the opportunity to save 40% off a premium subscription. Calm.com/Garden. Go show them some love. We love them. We all use it on the Garden Report, and they show us love too, so we appreciate that. Garden, or Calm.com/Garden. There we go. 40% off the premium subscription. I'm off to Brooklyn. First, though, check it out. Next video, a Robert Williams update out of practice as well today. He continues to make progress. I'll have the notes on that on Celtics All Access. Make sure you subscribe to our page there. And check out the Celtics postgame show from last night on CLNS Media. I'm Bobby Manning from Auerbach Center. Talk to you on Saturday.